Hello again, everyone. This is American Idioms, part 122. This is part 122 in my American Idioms series, and like the others, I'll present 5 idioms to you numbered 606 to 610. But first, I'll give you a chance to guess their meanings. Then I'll give you the answers along with an additional example for each new idiom. I also recommend that you pause the video at each question to give yourself some extra time to think of the answers. So, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 606. Come to a screeching halt. And the example is, everything came to a screeching halt in our department after our best engineer resigned last week. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, to stop very abruptly or to stop very quickly. And this comes from, I believe, putting on the brakes in a car, making this noise. It makes a screeching noise if you stop really quick. So we say that if something comes to a screeching halt, it means that it stops, we stop, or something stops very quickly. Like in our example, they're talking about how everything in this person's department at work came to a halt very quickly after this engineer resigned. Okay, so this is how this is used. Like our next example. The new highway project in our state came to a screeching halt after the president held back federal funding for it last week. In this example, this project came to a screeching halt. It stopped very quickly after the president stopped giving money or stopped allowing federal money for the state. Okay, this project stopped abruptly. And now for number 607, to be devoured by something. And the example is, Marvin was very close to his uncle and was devoured by grief at his funeral. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, to feel an emotion very strongly so that it strongly influences your behavior. In our example, Marvin was very close to his uncle. All right, they had a very, very close relationship, and when he died, he was devoured by grief. This strong emotion of sadness influenced his behavior. He was very, very sad. He had a lot of grief. All right. Here's another example. Andrew is my best friend, but I can't understand why he is always devoured by jealousy every time I get promoted at work. Shouldn't he be happy for me? All right, in this case, this person's friend Andrew is devoured by jealousy, right? And he can't understand why, because they're supposed to be best friends, all right? But he's overtaken with emotion. He's devoured by it, okay? This is the jealousy here. It's, let's say, a strong emotion that takes over one's behavior. All right, now for number 608. To be down for the count. And the example is, their company has so much debt that if it doesn't find a way to solve this problem quickly, it will be down for the count in a few months. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer answer here is A, to be defeated, ruined, or overcome by something. It's like a boxer in a boxing match. When he gets knocked out, he's down for the count, right? He's defeated or ruined. In this case, they're talking about how a company would be down for the count if they don't get out of this debt that they're in. Okay? They're going to be ruined, probably go bankrupt, right? They'll be down for the count. This is how this is used. Here's another example. Our town will be down for the count if that car company moves to another location in the country. All right, so this must be a place where there's not a lot of work. So the town will be down for the count. They'll be ruined if this car company moves to another location. All right, same situation, right? It'll be ruined or defeated. This is how this is used. And now for number 609. Drive one up a pole. And the example is, I was trying to do my homework last night, but the people living in the apartment above me were having a party, and all of the noise they were making drove me up a pole. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, to upset or annoy one to the point of distraction. All right, this is very similar to drive someone crazy, okay? To make them very upset or to distract them in some way. Like in our example, they're talking about how this person was trying to do their homework and there was so much noise that they were distracted, right? It was driving them, or it drove them up a pole, as we say. Here's another example. He used to be an air traffic controller, but all of the pressure drove him up a pole, so he found another job. Well, in this case, we're talking about pressure. And because there was so much of it, it drove this person up a pole, so he got another job, all right? And now our final idiom, number 610, a pink slip. And the example is, many federal employees received pink slips this week after the budget cuts made by the president. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer is B, a notice of termination from an employer. Okay, it means that you're fired. You're no longer needed there. They let you go, as we say. All right. And in our example, they're talking about how the president made many budget cuts and the people that were federal employees received the pink slips. They were given notice that they no longer had a job. Okay. They were terminated. Here's another example. Our team is expecting pink slips after we failed to meet our deadline for the third consecutive month. All right, so the people on this team did not achieve their deadline, didn't meet their deadline for 3 months in a row, right? So now they're thinking, well, I think we're going to get terminated. I think we're going to get pink slips. All right, that's how it's used. That's all for this video. Thanks again for subscribing, and please like and share the video to support the channel. And if you don't want to be down for the count, then you better keep practicing. See you next time.